Number 18.
Number 18.
18, I have it. There's only one more. 42 now. 42. Come on, 42.
Number 12.
Number 12.
Bingo! This line right here.
15, 14, 9, 12, 11, bingo.
Right.
Any other winners? There you are, madam.
Thank you.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Lawson. Would you like a card, sir?
Oh, this hasn't got enough action for me. I like a game you play for something else besides buttons.
There you are, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I want a drink that's typically American.
Well, I can give you a horse's neck, sir, or a gin buck. But there's a little drink I've invented myself. I call it a slap in the puss.
A slap in the puss?
Yes, sir.
I think I'll try one of those.
Very good, sir.
Silly of me, wasn't it? Cigarette?
Thanks. You know, this is the deadest crossing I've ever made. That little old Statue of Liberty will certainly look good to me.
Oh, you must be an American.
100%.
In that case, allow me to buy you a drink.
All right. I'm George Lawson, President Lawson Tin Products.
My name's Ronald Barclay. How do you do?
How are you? Well, let's see.
How would you like a slap in the puss?
How'd you like to have your ears pinned back?
Oh, no, that's a special American drink our friend here has concocted.
Yeah, well, I've been around a lot. I never heard of that one. All right, I'll take a crack at it.
Very good, sir.
You must be English.
100%.
Ever been to the States before?
No, this is my first trip.
Oh, you'll like it. Greatest little place in the world. Well, here's mud in your eye.
Mud? Oh, yes, of course. Oh, dear. Not bad.
Not good. You know, your country's all right, too, fella. Strictly blue chips. Just sold your government $1 million order. Just like that.
It's amazing how you Americans do things like that.
Well, we're great gamblers. Say, by the way, do you play cards?
I'm not bad at cribbage.
Ever play blackjack?
Blackjack?
Some people call it 21.
That's rather interesting, yes.
Well, you can play it if you can count to 21.
Oh, I can count to 21, all right.
Well, come on, let's go down to my suite and we'll while away a couple hours.
I'd love to.
All right. Thank you, sir. I think you're going to like blackjack.
Sure I shall. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Brandy and soda.
Yes, sir.
Now remember, face cards count 10, aces count 1 or 11.
Which add up to 21.
Exactly.
And blackjack, as you call it, consists of an ace and a picture card.
Or a 10.
Well, now that sounds very simple.
Well, certainly. Now, I'll bank. You can play for as much as you like. Suppose we start off with a $100 stack. Okay?
Quite.
Do you know a Mr. Ronald Barkley?
Well, yes, sir. He was here just a few minutes ago. He left with Mr. Lawson.
Oh, thank you.
Give me another one. Oh, my goodness, a knave. That's the card that broke the camel's back.
You should have stood on 17.
I'll remember that next time.
Come in.
Mr. Barkley?
What is it?
I'm looking for Mr. Ronald Barkley.
Right there.
Well, did you lose a wallet?
No. By Jove, I did.
This must be yours, then. Oh, I think you'll find it's all there.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I was just looking to see that it was mine. It was awfully decent.
Well, you're lucky to get it back. Not many fellas would be that honest. Better count it.
I admit I toyed with the idea of keeping it.
I said the only thing I could do, I suppose.
Want to join us?
Oh, I hardly
Just a
think
small
so.
game.
I might be interested in a little stud poker.
Fine, that's right up my alley. How about you?
Oh, I'll have a try at it.
Good. My name's Rex Parmalee.
How do you do, Mr. Lawson?
How are you? Pull
How
up
do
a
you do?
chair.
Thank you.
I hope I don't prove a disappointment. My poker isn't a bit as good as my cribbage.
Oh, I don't like that. You know what they say about beginner's luck.
I hope it's true.
What limit shall we play for?
Make it easy on yourself, boys.
Well, how about a $5 limit and 10 on the last card?
All right with me. How about you?
It's all right now. I've got my wallet.
There you are.
Yes, that beats a pair of sixes.
Couldn't catch the third
I
trade.
didn't have a thing to give me that last king.
I could have used that king myself.
Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, well. When these are gone, I think I'd better stop.
Don't you think we should raise the limit and give Ronnie here a chance to get even?
It's all right with me.
Well, in that case, gentlemen, I'll have just one more stack.
All right.
There you are, gentlemen. A full house.
That's good enough.
Glad I didn't get that other diamond.
This is getting a little embarrassing.
Listen, fella, don't be embarrassed when you're winning.
I think the only fair thing to do now is raise the limit again and give Lawson a chance to get even.
Don't you worry about me.
Oh, come now, I insist.
Okay, what'll it be?
You want to take off the limit entirely?
Now, really?
It's all right with me, but I'm warning you, it's your idea.
No limit it is, then.
Brace yourself, boys. Here we go. Come in.
Morning.
Well, you look all right.
I don't know why. I sure feel like a flock of sleepless nights.
Where's our friend Barkley?
Last I saw, he was up on deck gawking at the skyscrapers.
Well, I've been making out the checks for our little 3-day session. Here's yours.
Oh, I'd rather not take that loss. And after all, that started out as just a sociable game.
Oh, forget it. I've lost more than that at one sitting and didn't have half as much fun.
That's the way you feel about it. I can certainly enjoy spending it.
That's what money's for.
By Jove, that's a magnificent skyline out there. Is it really true that the Indians sold Manhattan for only $24?
That's what they tell us.
It's amazing.
He didn't have the buildings on it then.
Quite true.
Here you are, Barkley. Here's what you won.
Now, look, I feel a little awkward about
What's the matter with you fellas? You think I was a piker?
No
Here.
offense, old fellow. It's been delightful and rather profitable. By the way, do you know a decent hotel to stay at?
I always stop at the Sheridan Plaza.
One of the best.
Well, I might as well stay there myself.
Say, my driver's picking me up at the dock. Why can't I drop you fellas off?
Oh, I have an appointment at the Coast Exchange building.
We pass right by there.
Fine.
So this is the hospitality I hear so much about.
You're in America now, fella. And I've got 4 of the greatest kids that ever broke a window. How about spending Sunday on the yacht with us?
Sunday, I'd be delighted.
So would I, but I've got to go right on to Chicago.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, gentlemen. All right, boys, this is it.
This isn't the hotel?
Oh, but it's where you guys are stopping for a while. All right, Chipper, pile out.
Hey, what is this?
It's a pinch.
Oh, you're not Mr. Lawson.
No, Darby, and those checks I gave you are just as phony as these cards you marked during the game. Did you chip artists think you were fooling anybody?
I told you we shouldn't pick on that mug.
How did I know he was a cop? He looked honest.
Come on, get going. I got a wife waiting for me in Hoboken.
Nice work, Clarence.
Clarence?
Yes, Clarence.
Oh, I can count up to 21, all right. Clarence.
Oh, shut up.
I beg your pardon.
We're getting into Rockwell.
All right, boys, we're up the river, home again.
You gentlemen want to be dusted off?
No, thanks. We've been dusted off.
For 10 years.
Yes, sir. Sit down. You've got 5 minutes.
Hi, Sergeant.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, boys.
Well, look who's still here. Hello, Tiny.
Hello, Darby and Chipper. I knew you boys couldn't keep away from here.
Frankly, Tiny, we were getting bored with it all out there.
Thought you'd be pensioned off by now.
Not yet.
Remind me to take that up with the governor, Darby.
I'll make a note of it, yes.
Thanks.
Hi, Chipper!
Start back, Chipper!
Hold that.
Hi, gang.
Hiya.
Darby.
8, 16, 14, 21, hike! Over the fence.
With those mugs back in stir, maybe we can win a football game.
I sure hope they're in condition.
Hi, Mug.
Hello, Slim, old boy, how are you? Glad to see you. Hi, Memphis. I thought sure you'd be out of here by now.
I've been out and back again.
Oh, sort of postgraduate course, eh?
Yes, sir.
But I see you're still trying to win a football game.
Fellas, I've been here 20 years, and I've never coached such a collection of tiddlywink players in my life.
Feels plenty fitting to me now, Slim.
Oh, we've been leading a model life.
Yeah, that's why we're back. Say, I read about that shellacking Larson State Penn gave you.
Well, everything was against me. The governor pardoned my star halfback the day before the game. But I sure can use you fellas.
Hiya, fella.
Hello, Fish Eye. How are you? Still putting on the shows up here?
Yeah, and the talent's getting better every year.
Boys, if you don't mind, the warden is just dying to meet you.
Excuse us, boys, you know, business appointment.
See you later, fellas.
Now we show the world what Rockwell's really got.
Boss, with players like them, we can't miss.
Yeah, you read about them high-powered coaches. But I've coached Atlanta, Leavenworth, and Sing Sing. And I always said a coach is no better than his material.
Them guys is like a couple of rays of sunshine.
All right, boys, in here.
Hi, Warden.
So, you're back again, eh? Well, I'm glad to see you.
We're glad to see you, too. We always said you were our favorite warden.
You boys must be slipping to get picked up so easily.
Well, what do you expect with police officers going around posing as millionaires? Do you call that cricket?
Yeah, how do you like that? All I want is a chance to get even with that guy.
Well, the world is full of surprises, which reminds me, I've got one for you.
Something pleasant, I hope.
Well, how are you, boys?
Now, look, Clarence. Don't you think you've caused us enough trouble without trailing us up here?
There seems to be a misunderstanding, gentlemen. I've been transferred, and you're now addressing your newly appointed warden, Mr. Willis.
Do you mean to say you're the new warden?
Exactly.
And I'm leaving.
By Jove, you do get around, don't you?
Well, Warden, I'll leave the boys to you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Now, I'm not going to give you the usual lecture, boys. You've heard that a couple of times before.
3.
4.
Do I hear 5? Anyway, you've been in enough times to know the rules. Now, I'm new here, but that
Now, you don't need to go any further, Warden. We know this joint inside out, and we can show you how it really should be run.
You'll find us indispensable.
Well, thanks, fellas. I'd be glad to listen to any suggestions that you may have.
Frankly, this pen is way behind the times. You don't even have radios in the cells.
And all modern institutions have air conditioning.
Of course. Very stuffy in here. Smells like a prison.
Really, Warden, detective stories.
I'll tell you what to do, Warden. Let's put Darby in charge of the library. He knows what the boys should read. And I will take charge of the commissary. You know, a happy stomach makes a happy man.
Well, I certainly appreciate the interest you're taking in the welfare of Rockwell.
Oh, it's quite all right, quite all right.
Now, here's a new type of broom that's been submitted to us. And since you're so anxious to improve conditions here, I'm going to give you a chance to find out whether or not it's satisfactory. So, Tiny, will you assign these gentlemen to the cell sweepers gang?
Human guinea pigs, eh? My dear Warden, there are limits to even our endurance.
Cell sweepers. That's right, that's right. Break down a man's morale the minute he gets in here.
Perhaps they'd prefer the stone quarry.
Oh, no. On second thoughts, I think we'll accept the chambermaid assignment.
Follow this out.
Okay, you win. But don't expect any favors from us.
Why do we have to be photographed every time we come here? They have our old pictures, and we haven't changed a bit.
Maybe that's just your trouble.
Here's efficiency for you. Where is this candid camera fiend on vacation?
Hey, Grant, customers in front.
Yes, sir. A couple of fish here want their pictures took.
I heard you fellas were back. I've got your old numbers all ready for
What
you.
became of Monty? The guy used to be in here.
Oh, he got caught making counterfeit money with a camera. He's been transferred to the laundry.
Prison is no place for a genius.
I'll take Mr. Randall first.
Now, look, son, before we go into this any further, how much is it going to cost us for a dozen of these?
Tinted.
There'll be no charges, boys. It's on the state.
Swell. What do you got for background?
I photograph best, standing on the back of a train.
If you got a big cowboy hat and a stuffed horse, I'll pose on that.
Sorry, boys. No stuffed horses.
How about putting a saddle on Tiny?
Next time, I'll part your hair with it.
What, no little birdie to look at?
Get on one of your stool pigeons.
Hold it.
You're next.
32854, if I remember right.
That's right. You know, I've heard about you fellas ever since you got here. We're mighty glad to have you back.
Just how do you mean that, fella?
Oh, not what you think. You see, I play right half from the team. All we hear from Slim Nelson is what terrific players Darby Randall and Chipper Morgan are.
You heard that, didn't you, Tiny? We'll make sure we get a nice big cell with those new mattresses in it. We gotta get in condition.
You'll get in condition, all right.
I'm not at all certain I like the way he said that.
Hold it.
Come on, Hap. What size are you giving us?
You know we've only got 2 sizes here. Too big and too small.
Did you enjoy yourself with the Griswold Phillipses when you were in Paris?
Oh, no, it was too terribly dull. I much prefer it here in Cannes.
Judkins, my good man, get me a brush. Scrub my back, will you?
Certainly, your lordship.
Oh, yes, yes. Charming fellow, charming.
And what would you like, your grace? Wait a minute. All right, boys, in you go.
Are you sure this isn't the telephone booth?
What are we, men of sardines?
It's just a couple of numbers. Get a good night's sleep. Remember, you got a lot of cells to clean in the morning.
Haven't you got any place to go?
It's not much, but it's home. Cement.
What did you expect, duck fuzz? Hey, Darby, get a load of this.
Yes, I don't suppose you could be one of our cellmates, do you? No, I don't suppose so, no.
This is swell. I never thought we'd be lucky enough to draw you in here.
Look, nothing. I still got a little drag around here. Fellas, have you met Tommy Grant?
Sure, hi.
We sat for him this afternoon.
Glad you fellas are in with us.
Tommy here's the best right halfback we ever had. It looks like we're going to lose him. Doggone it, every time I get a decent player, they either burn him or parole him.
Yep, in a couple of months, I'm going to kiss this tank goodbye.
I wish we could say the same.
Tell me, what have you fellas been doing? What's the rap this time?
We're the innocent victims of an ambitious prosecutor.
I assure you, on my word of honor, our hands are as clean as yours.
Reminds me, I got to wash them.
How long a rap did you fellas draw?
The judge practically threw the entire book at us.
So we won't be here very long.
Oh, no, fellas. You ain't thinking about making a break, are you? I was figuring on building a wonder team around you guys. You don't remember the Rockwell team of 1910. There was a wonder team. Look, that's the year I was captain.
Yes, I don't think we'll be able to play on the varsity squad this semester.
What do you mean?
We can't sweep cells all day and feel like playing football, too.
Oh, I'll get you off of that sweeping job. I'll drop a kite to the warden. Doggone it, here I've been 20 years fighting to get Rockwell a winning team, and that's the kind of cooperation I get.
You're absolutely right there, Slim. The warden should show more pride in the fair name of Rockwell.
Don't worry. All I ask is you guys show up for practice.
Okay, Slim, but remember, we're doing it just for you.
Oh, gee. Thanks, fellas.
May I ask who this charming lady is?
Oh, that's the girl I'm going to marry when I get out of here.
So you're going to trade in the bars for a ball and chain, huh?
Yeah.
You mean you found a girl who'll really wait for you?
Oh, she's waiting all right. She can't help herself.
You see, she's serving time, too, at Stillwell Reformatory.
Oh, dear, that's too bad.
Well, we don't feel that way about it. You see, we made a mistake and we're paying off. When we get out of here, we're going to start all over again.
Yes, sir. You can't beat this love thing. You wouldn't think to look at a pan like mine that a girl would wait for me.
No, I wouldn't.
There's one waiting.
You mean she's waiting an entire lifetime for you to marry her?
Well, not exactly. You see, she married the cop that pinched me. But if I ever do get out, she'll be waiting.
And so will he.
Well, gentlemen, I think I shall retire. Good night.
Sorry, comrade, but you're retiring in the wrong bunk. You're in upper 2.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Just a minute, Chipper. That's where I sleep.
Well, Slim, you don't mean to tell me that you sleep way down here.
That's been my bed for 20 years. What's the matter with it?
Haven't you heard that science has discovered that all the foul, bad air stays down low, close to the ground, and the nice, fresh, clean air comes up to the top?
Just a minute, Chipper. You may have sold the Statue of Liberty in the Panama Canal, but you ain't good enough to sell an old-timer like me an upper flop. Pardon me.
Now, that'll be enough of that one. Next, we'll try exercise number 34. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their party.
I'll say it to you, Connie. I can sure put my heart into that one. Helen, there's someone in the visitor's room to see you.
To see me?
Yes, here's your pass.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Mitchell.
I'm very glad to see you again, my dear.
I can't say I'm glad to see you.
No, Helen, I know how you must feel. I can't say I blame you. You and Tommy just had an unfortunate break, and at the time there was nothing I could do.
But let us take the rap for all of you.
But, my dear girl, let us suppose that Ray and I had been incarcerated, too. Would that have helped matters?
I suppose not.
Of course not. Now, you're going to be released in a couple of weeks. Now, you'll need money. We want to help you.
Thanks. But Tommy and I are through with Wildcat stocks and phony investment.
Oh, you don't understand. The business we're in now is a legitimate one with enormous possibilities. I want you to understand that you have a friend in me and a job waiting for you.
I have a real job waiting for me. Tommy and I are getting married as soon as we both get out.
Well, I can't tell you how happy that makes me. If I had only met someone, but it's too late for that now. Tell me, what does Tommy intend to do for a living?
I suppose you'd call it the hard way. But he's going back to Springdale and open a little photograph studio.
Congratulations. I hope it'll be very successful. But if the fates should ever prove unkind, you can always come back with us. Goodbye.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes?
Tommy and I don't really blame you for what happened. We went into it with our eyes open. But there is something you can do for us if you will.
Anything you say, Helen.
Just forget that you ever knew us.
My dear girl, if that's the way you want things, that's the way they shall be.
Thanks, Mr. Mitchell.
Goodbye.
Another week of this, my hands will be as big as tennis rackets.
Don't worry, this won't last long. I'm dropping a note to the governor.
If we don't drop it around here, we'll only have to sweep it up.
Hi, Memphis. How about giving us a hand?
Sorry, boss, but my work is done dead.
Do you dance?
You guys finished those cells on the end yet?
No, we're working ourselves up to them.
Get 42 ready right away. We got a new man coming in.
Find the bucket.
Hear that? New fish. How's that tobacco holding out?
Very low, and we're completely out of chocolate bars. I hope he's drawn his full allowance.
See you up there.
Yeah. What?
Don't forget the broom.
Hunting we will go, a-hunting we will go. Tantivy, 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 a-hunting we will go.
All right, in here. You guys pretty near through in here?
Almost. There's one or two things we want to tidy up.
Well, yell when you're through and I'll let you out.
We always like to leave a cell as clean as we found it.
I think you'll like this cell.
What is there to like about?
Oh, we spent 5 years in this cell and enjoyed every minute of it.
You see, we've been promoted and are giving us a better cell.
So, even in prison they pay favorites. Everywhere in this country's favorites are pull.
Yes, I don't think you're showing the proper spirit, old boy.
You don't like my spirit? Maybe I'll smack
Take it easy, Pickles. Take it easy. He's only kidding. He's only kidding.
Nobody's kidding me.
Darby, I think we better disconnect the basin. Did you bring the wrench?
Oh, I forgot all about it. Let's call the bull.
Wait a minute. Why you want to take out that basin?
Because it belongs to us, that's why.
You see, that isn't prison equipment. That's our own private property, and we're moving it to our new cell.
If you take out this basin, for eye wash.
Well, they give you a bucket, then you get water from the quarry.
It's only a matter of a mile or two.
It isn't bad at all, except in the winter.
You know, Chipper, old boy, I've been thinking. It's an awful nuisance moving that basin to our new quarters. Couldn't we make some arrangement and leave it here with our friend Mr. Chow Chow?
Mr. Pickles.
Quite. Yeah. Maybe you leave it here and save trouble. I keep it safe for you till you get out.
Well, we'd have to get some kind of rental. Now, let me see. Maybe one of those cartons of tobacco.
And half the chocolate bars?
Yeah, the one with the nuts.
You know, I think that's the wise thing to do, because while you're going out for your water, the trust is sure to come in and steal all your tobacco and chocolates. And under these arrangements, you can have the basin all to yourself and still retain half the chocolates and half the tobacco. See?
You better hurry up. The guard only gave us a few minutes to get the basin out.
All right, I take it.
Of course, we'll throw in the bar of soap, too.
You made a very smart deal there, fella. A very smart deal. Oh, locker boy, locker boy!
We're finished!
Listen, you mugs. Get back on them mops. And don't call me locker boy.
Okay, Sarge.
Make up.
We've always had plenty of muscle here, Warden. But with Chipper and Darby in there now, we got some brains. Watch this play.
Let's get in, gang. Come on.
Let's go, boy, Darby. Come on, let's see a little pepper there. What do you say, Dutch? Let's give him that pyramid play.
Okay, Chip.
Let's go, boys.
Ready? Hilo. Hike. Come on, let's go. Come on. Chip. Watch your Chip. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hike. They are going in there. Watch them. Hey.
How do you like them, Warden?
They're pretty good, all right.
Why, they're terrific. With Chipper and Darby in there, we wouldn't lose a game. It's too bad a man that likes football as much as you couldn't have a winning team.
Why not?
Well, you see, Warden, I can't count on the boys turning out for practice. You know, after sweeping cells all day, they're so tired and worn out, they ain't got strength to lift a finger. It's a shame to see Larson State beat us again this year.
Who made them cell sweepers?
Well, Warden, you
Never mind, change the detail.
Yes, sir. I'll put them in the tin shop.
Tin shop? With all that machinery? They're liable to get hurt. Give them an assignment in the office.
Gee, thanks. Say, Warden, there's a kid named Ford in the Iowa Reform School. I wish you'd see what you could do about getting him here when he graduates.
Tiny.
Boss, he's sure going to have a wonder team. Yes, sir.
Take this down to commissary.
Yes, sir. Warden Willis's office. Now, just a moment. It's your call to Larson State. Warden Harris is on the line.
Hello, Harris. How are you? I understand you got a pretty good team at Larson State this year.
Well, we won the Inter-Prison Championship 5 years running, and it looks like we're going to do it again.
Wouldn't want to make a little better. 3-1? You must be pretty confident. Well, I'll take 100 of that. Well, after all, as a new warden of Rockwell, I've got to back up my own boys. All right, it's a bet.
And Willis, the men over here want to bet a year's supply of tobacco and candy against your boys on the game. Is that okay? All right, then that's a bet, too.
Why, the boys will jump at it. Consider it a bet. Okay, Harris, see you at the game.
Well, Bill, it looks like you boys will be smoking Rockwell's tobacco next year.
Warden, you remember Chipper Morgan and Darby Randall?
Remember them? Say, we never lost a game when they were playing for us.
Well, I hope it won't make any difference, but they're playing for Rockwell this year.
What?
Fellas, come here.
I got some good news for you. The warden told me that gang at Larson State want to bet against us on the game.
Bet what?
A year's load of tobacco and candy.
What, a whole year?
Cut me up.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's a fine spirit after I get the warden to fix it for Chipper and Darby to play for us.
I don't know, but a year's a long time to go without smokes.
But we ain't losing. You'll have twice as much. We'll have tobacco to burn. Yeah. Tell all the gang get up the commissary and draw their stuff. Let's put it up quick before they back out.
Come on, let's go because I'm a gambling fool. Well, all I gotta say is, we better win.
Here's the key to my heart, but don't lose it. Use it. Come on up and drink a lovin' cup, but don't abuse it. Da-da-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee. Here's the key to my heart.
Hey, Tom, are you just happy or are you getting in practice for the show?
Both, Fisheye. What do you got there?
That's a ducat for the visitors' room. Somebody waiting out there to see you.
Well, let me have it.
Must be somebody special.
Extra special. Fisheye, do you know anything about love?
Do I know anything about love? Don't you know I'm doing time for bigamy?
I almost forgot it.
Okay, Grant. Number 2.
Helen,
Dad, so good to see you.
it's been a million years.
I got out this morning, came here as fast as I could, but I can only stay a moment. The train for Springdale leaves in half an hour. Why can't I stay here? Take a room in town so I can be near you.
No, Helen, let's do as we planned. You go ahead and stay with Mother. She's expecting you. Hey, you look a little pale. Feel all right?
It's because I'm excited. Have they set your date?
What?
Have they set your date?
Oh, yeah, next month. Why, in no time we'll be together again.
It seems a long time to me.
It's the best way, dear.
But your family may not like me.
Oh, will you stop worrying? They'll be crazy about you.
Gee, I hope so, but I can't help being a little nervous.
I know.
Oh, I missed my train, Tommy. Goodbye, dear.
Bye.
Get some pep into this. Lift them legs high and keep together. Darby, you're supposed to be a dancer, not a giraffe. And Chipper, you got 2 left feet. All right, Hump, we'll try it again. Slim, you sure you got all your cues?
Yeah.
Well, all you got to remember is, when the ensemble finishes playing, I pluck the daisy from a garden number, Memphis Jones comes on. And as soon as he goes into his dance, I want you to hit him with that magenta spot.
Magenta?
Orange.
Oh, cinch.
Pardon me, but is this where Mrs. Clara Graham lives?
It most certainly is, and I'm Mrs. Graham.
I'm Helen Lindsay.
Well, land sakes alive! Why didn't you tell us when you were coming so we could meet you?
I didn't want to trouble you.
Oh, let me look at you. Tommy didn't exaggerate a bit.
He insisted on my coming. I hope I'm not going to be in the way.
Oh, nonsense. I've just been dying to meet you ever since Tommy first wrote about you. Now come right in and tell me everything. We'll take your grips up first and get you settled. Yes. I've got Tommy's room fixed up for you. Of course, it's really a man's room, but I think you'll find it comfortable. Martha!
Yes, Mother?
I have a surprise for you. Martha, you'll never guess who this is.
You're Helen, aren't you?
And you're Tommy's sister. He told me all about you.
You're to have Tommy's room.
Just think, she came all the way from China. Isn't very fancy, but I thought you'd be happier in here.
Oh, this is grand.
Would you like to have Martha help you unpack?
Thank you very much.
Now, dear, start at the very beginning and tell me all about it.
Well, there really isn't very much to tell.
He met and fell in love, and he asked me to marry him.
I'd have turned him over my knee if he hadn't. I knew when Tommy was ready to settle down, he'd pick out a fine girl.
Oh, that's an awfully nice thing to say when you don't even know me.
Well, I've always been a good judge of character. And besides, Tommy very seldom makes mistakes.
Is he still as crazy as ever, Helen? Oh, crazier.
Oh, dear. 3 years is a long while without seeing that rascal.
Yes, I bet you missed him.
If Martha wasn't so set on being a June bride, we could have a double wedding.
Oh, is Martha getting married?
Oh, yes. She's going to marry Charlie Gorman. He's the mayor's son. Fine boy.
Oh, Martha, that's wonderful. I know you'll like him. He grew up with Tommy. Oh, I'm sure I will. I'll take these.
While you two blushing brides are talking things over, I'm going down and make a pot of tea.
Oh, please don't bother Mrs. Graham.
Now, look here, young lady. You're not fooling me for a moment. I know you could do with a pot of tea. Oh. And another thing, you mustn't call me Mrs. Graham any longer. This is your home, and you're going to be part of the family.
You're a darling.
One moment, my boy. One moment. One moment.
Oh, Mr. Mitchell, Mr. Douglas, come right here.
How do you do, Mrs. Graham? We were just driving by. Thought we'd drop in to see you.
That's just fine. Go right in there and sit down.
Thank you.
I'll be right there. Oh, Helen, dear. Helen?
Yes?
I want you to come down, dear, and meet some friends of Tommy's.
Right away.
The girl who's engaged to Tommy has just arrived, and I want you to meet her.
Oh, we'd be delighted.
Mr. Mitchell, Mr. Douglas, this is Helen Lindsay.
How do you do, Miss Lindsay?
How do you do?
How do you do?
You're looking well, Miss Graham.
Thank you. I'll fix the tea, Mother. Excuse me.
Yes. These gentlemen met Tommy in Shanghai. When they opened their offices here, they got in touch with me immediately.
Yes, we saw a good deal of him over there.
You did?
Just think, she came all the way over alone.
It's our misfortune we didn't have the pleasure of meeting her in China. I suppose you feel like you're in a new world now.
Mr. Mitchell and Mr. Douglas are here with the Interstate Securities Corporation. They're working out a new investment plan they think they're going to sell to me.
Now, Mrs. Graham, the way we work this out, I'm sure you're going to find it an exceptional opportunity.
Yes, we thought if you had a moment, we'd like to go over it with you.
Oh, I'm afraid I'm much too busy today with my newly arrived daughter.
Then we won't trouble you now.
Won't you stay and have some tea?
No, thank you. We've another call to make, so we'll just run along.
Oh.
Goodbye, Miss Lindsay. I trust we shall see you again.
Yes, I'm sure you will.
Engaged to Tommy. I hope you'll be very, very happy.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Well, goodbye. Then we'll see you, shall we say, tomorrow?
Supposing I phone you.
Oh, that'll be fine.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
They're the nicest men. Nearly everyone in town's investing with them. Here's their tea. Thank you, Martha.
What sort of an investment is it?
They call it the Old Age Security Plan. Sounds wonderful. Do you know anything about investments, dear?
Oh, no. I was just curious.
I expect you'll find it pretty dull in Springdale. Nothing ever happens here.
There you are, Mr. White. This $1,000 certificate will start paying you $52 per month starting on the 1st for the balance of your life. And I hope you live a long, long time.
That'll be pretty expensive on you.
Well, you won't hear any complaints from the Interstate Securities Corporation.
Oh, I was just thinking, Mr. Mitchell, I have a sister who's got a little money put aside, and I was just wondering
If she's over 55, bring her in.
I'll certainly do that. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. White. Pleasure to serve you.
Just goes to prove what I've always said. People love to have their money taken away from them.
Mitch, this is just about the softest touch that we've ever had.
Yes?
Miss Helen Lindsay to see you.
Send her in, please. Helen. Well. Glad to see you, my dear. Ray, get me that ledger from the bookcase there, will you? Sit down, my dear. Sit down.
Mrs. Graham told me you were trying to sell her some old age securities.
That's right.
But you know it's a fake. You know she'll never get a cent back.
Oh, but she will. She'll get at least 2 monthly dividend checks back. Lotta.
I'm not going to let you do it.
You're hardly in a position to stop us, my
Oh,
dear.
Helen, since when did you join the Old Ladies' Aid Society?
Oh, but you can't do this. Why, these people actually believe you're going to help them.
Yes, that's just what we want them to think.
Yes, and with you and the family, you're in a splendid position to assist our little cause, Lotta.
If you don't get out of town, I'll expose your whole setup.
Oh. A very unwise thing to do, my dear.
Yes, we might be forced to do a little exposing, too. It'd be quite a jolt to the old lady if she found out her boy was coming back from Rockwell and not from Shanghai.
And wouldn't it be quite a shock for her to learn that you had just done a little stretch yourself? Lotta.
Listen, I don't care what you do to me, but I'm not going to let you cheat those people.
It'll be less painful if you decided to cooperate with us. Ray, will you put these bonds away for me?
Yes, Mitch.
If you think you can bluff me, you're crazy.
No, my dear. There are others to be considered. Miss Martha and her young man, for instance. I don't think the mayor would want his son to marry into a family of convicts. I'm sure that Tommy would see it our way. Oh, we're just going to lunch. Will you join us?
Oh.
She's not hungry.
You don't think she'd be fool enough to say anything, do you?
Hardly. We've too much in our favor.
I don't understand it. A girl falls in love with a guy and she thinks she has to be honest.
Ah, yes. In my day, quite a few women have gone straight because of me.
Yes, sir?
Will you call me a taxi, dear?
Yes, Mr. Mitchell.
I didn't know what to do. I was desperate, and I had to let you know what was happening.
Where'd you tell Mother you were going?
I said I was going to visit a friend in Boston. Tommy, what shall I do?
Don't do anything. Just go back and let things ride.
But Tommy...
Time's up, Grant.
Remember now, do exactly what I say. Everything's gonna be all right.
But it won't be.
Come on, Grant.
Goodbye, dear. Don't worry.
Hey, what's eating you? Why don't you hit the hay? Are you sick or something? What's all that chattering about? I think the kid's got something on his mind. He's trying to walk it off. Are you guys gonna gab all night? Come on, kid. What's the beef? You can tell us.
I'm gonna make a break for it.
Are you stir crazy?
I'm on a level. I gotta get out of here.
You're off your nut. They'll slap you back in here for 5 years.
They'll never get me.
Come on, kid. What's happened?
A couple of guys are trying to take my mother for everything she's got. I've got to get down there and stop them.
Why don't you write to her and tip her off?
She doesn't know I'm in here.
She don't know you're in stir?
No. A friend of mine in China's been mailing all my letters home to her.
She thinks you're in China. Ain't you got somebody on the outside go down and take care of those guys? You can't break out of here now. You can't let us down with the big game coming up.
You fellas don't understand. This is something I got to take care of right away. It isn't only my mother, but my sister's getting married. You don't know what a thing like this can do to a family in a small town. You fellas have got to help me.
Actually, we'll help you, but I think you'll be too hasty, Tommy. Sure you can't blow your parole like that?
All right. If that's the way you feel, I'll do it alone. Slim, you've been here a long time. Give me an angle.
Well, Tommy, you see, Rockwell's been sort of a home to me. And my heart's with the joint. So I never thought much about breaking out. Anyway, I always figured I'd only have to go on relief, so I've been kind of contented here.
Okay. First thick fog, and I'm going over that south wall.
You get us back full of lead. Now listen, come here. I got an idea. And if it works, you'll get out of here Thursday night. But that's the night of the big show. That's the idea. Slim, keep your eye peeled for that night bull.
My friends, good evening. Tonight I am very proud to announce the annual Rockwell Frolics. This entire production has been staged and produced by the inmates of this institution. I want to take this opportunity to welcome the many visitors who have been invited here tonight. And now it is my prideful pleasure to present our master of ceremonies, our own Montgomery Conroy, affectionately known as Fisher.
Thanks for the plug, Warden. The warden and me are just like that. He even calls me by my first number. Ladies and gentlemen, and partners in, well, we skip it. don't encourage me. Tonight we got talent here that's been imported from all parts of the country, and some slickers from the city. You can't slap a guy in jail for trying. At least that's my conviction. Anyhow, on with the show. I give you the Rockwell Rhythmettes.
How do you do? How do you do? We're glad to be with you. Now we ain't got fancy scenery, and we ain't got fancy lights. We don't know what is up today. We don't go out at night. We wouldn't try to fool you with lipstick, rouge, and coils. So we'll confess our secret. We ain't really coils. So if our need is bony, at least our hearts is true. Hold your seats and pocketbooks. Here comes the big review.
Get them words, Tommy. Good luck, Tommy. Okay, kids, you're all set.
And now it's my pleasure to bring you your favorite and my favorite, Memphis Jones, that dark cloud of joy, the tops in taps. With feet as fast as his, I don't know how they ever caught him. Dynamic. And now we're going to hear a song from a boy who ain't going to be with us long. Oh, no, not what you think. He's getting a parole pretty soon, and we all wish him a lot of luck. The kid with the golden pipes, Tommy Grant.
I'm acting strange, doing things I'd never do before. feeling thrills I never knew before. It's all so wonderful, so grand. You've brought the change. Now I've got to have you more and more. I was so lonely before I knew you. Gotta hand it to you. It's the strangest thing, what you do to me. Darling, you're all that a cure is supposed to be. I'm a helpless puppet, just playing a part. You control all the strings of my heart. It's the oldest thing, still it's new to me. Like the colors, you're the red and white and blue to me. 'Cause when you appear, I want to cheer and sing. Can't explain, it's just the strangest thing. It's the oldest thing, still mighty new to me. Like the colors, you're the red and white and blue to me. 'Cause when you appear, I want to cheer and sing. Can't explain, it's just the strangest
Long show, folks, and plenty of good stuff to come. Excuse me, I'll have to get my glasses. Cross my heart, Warden. I don't know how that file got in there.
And what are you, Warden?
Oh, yes. Next we have the juggling juggernaut from Joliet. I'll see you all again, I'm afraid.
doing, kid?
Won't be a minute. I'll remember this, fellas.
You sure will. I got him. Get the sandbag. Here.
Congratulations, Warden.
A great show, Warden, a great show.
A very pleasant evening.
Thank you very much, Warden. It was a privilege. Yes.
What's the big idea?
Well, as I know, the lights went out and I couldn't see how to turn them back on.
All right, well, stay away from that board.
Yes, sir.
Everything's okay. I beg your pardon.
Yes, notify the State Highway Patrol and all county sheriff's offices.
Calling all cars. Calling all cars. Be on the lookout for Darby Randall and Chipper Morgan. These men escaped from Rockwell Prison tonight and are thought to be heading south. Cover all highways and freight yards. Stand by for a detailed description of the fugitives. Coming in now.
Hot shots in the news. In less than 2 hours after their escape from Rockwell, Chipper Morgan and Darby Randall have been reported seen in San Francisco, New Orleans, Jacksonville, Chicago, and Gopher Flats, Montana, and all at the same time. So wherever they are, we know they're not letting any grass grow under their feet.
Never die. They only fade away. I'm digging it.
Hey, look, a couple of gals.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Where to, girls? Just a couple miles down the road. Well, we'll be glad to give you a lift. You hop in with Chuck. Oh, we'd rather sit together, wouldn't we? Oh, come on. Chuck's the great guy. Get in. Come on. You sitting back with me. Lovely evening. Where do you live, honey? Watertown. They're cold, huh?
What's your name?
Margie.
Margie. Gee, that's a pretty name. And a pretty girl, too. Nice girls.
Now, wait a minute, Grant. You know as well as I do that no sandbag could fall from above and hit you on the chin.
I was looking up.
All right, why didn't you duck? Now, I know you were mixed up in this break, and if you don't come clean, it's going to go tough on you.
All I know is that a sandbag hit me.
Oh, Tommy, you're not using your head fronting for those men. Just tell me where Darby and Chipper are headed for. That's all I want to know. We'll get them anyway. You might as well.
It was still a sandbag.
All right, this is going to cost you your parole, and you'll do all the rest of your time. Go on, take them away. Make out a report.
Wait a minute, Warden. You know nobody hates a squealer any more than I do. This kid's in a spot, and I think you ought to know about it.
Shut up, Slim.
He ain't to blame. I'm the brains behind the whole thing.
He's lying.
I was on the switchboard, wasn't I?
So what? Quiet. Go ahead, Slim.
All right, I'll unload the whole story for you. You see, Tommy's mother up in Springdale doesn't know he's here, and there's a couple of con men shaking her down for everything she's got. And Tommy, he thought...
Of course, Warden, I ain't questioning your methods. But I still can't understand why you're going after him yourself.
Well, it happens to be a personal matter with me.
Prison board turning on the heat?
I'm not taking him. I want to get him back by tomorrow.
Warden, I'd like to ask you a favor.
What?
If we get him back in time, would you let him play in the game? I got $10 up on us.
I think perhaps that can be arranged.
Gee, thanks, Warden.
Confidentially, I've got 100 bet in the game myself.
That's Tommy and me. Oh, I remember how angry Tommy got when Mother said she couldn't tell him from the donkey.
No, I like that. I'll have to admit he is a little stubborn, though. Oh, I'll get it for you.
Hello? What? This is Helen Lindsay speaking.
This is Chipper Morgan. Chipper Morgan from Rockwell. I'm a friend of Tommy's. He told me what's been going on down here, so Darby Randall and I came down to help you. We gotta see you right away. We're in the principal's office in the Springdale High School, and we left the front door open.
I'll be there, but if I'm late, please wait. Who was it?
Some friends of mine are at the hotel and asked me to run down and see them.
Wouldn't you like to invite them to dinner?
I'll ask them, but they're just passing through, and I'm afraid they wouldn't have the time. I'll be back as soon as I can. There was nothing I could do. The money Mrs. Graham gave them represents everything she has.
All right, now what about those two phonies? Have they left town yet?
I don't think so. Do you think there's anything we can do?
Don't you worry about it. We'll get that money back and run those two hyenas out of town before midnight.
But how can you do it without exposing everything?
My dear young lady, we've extricated ourselves from far more difficult situations than this. Do you suppose we could use our old state investigator routine?
Nah.
No. Then what about the deserted wife gang?
Nah, we gotta scare them out of town and make sure they don't talk. Hey, do you remember what happened to us in Georgia?
Do I remember? Oh, dreadful. That may do it.
What is it?
The fruit of an unsuccessful adventure.
Below the Mason-Dixon line.
I believe it's got a chance. Have you got a phonograph?
No, but I'll get one.
Is there a radio station in town?
Yes, why?
Good. Give me that phone.
I say, my dear fellow, really,
I want you to...
really.
I'm afraid Springdale is due for a rather unpleasant surprise in the morning.
Yes, miss, I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for this little bird.
Hello? Yes? What? Just a moment. Would you like to stay a little while and pick up an extra $1,000?
Who is it?
Friend of Mrs. Graham's. She wants to make an investment, but she can't get you until after 10 o'clock. What'd they say?
I think he's asking Douglas.
If I know confidence men, they'll wait.
We got enough. I'm in favor of getting out of here now.
Still, as you've often said, $1,000 ain't fish cakes, you know.
All right. Tell her we'll wait.
We don't often keep the office open at night, but still, we might be able to accommodate you. $1,000, you said? Could you bring the cash? Oh, that'll be fine. Oh, yes, we'll be here.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Mitchell. I'll be there as soon as possible. Goodbye. It worked.
Yippee! Well, come on, we got a rope on it. Let's go.
Where are those certificates?
We're coming to Springdale. We go over to Mrs. Graham's?
No. First, I want to try that interstate security outfit Slim spoke about.
I don't think she's going to show up. It's after 10 o'clock now.
She said she might be a little late. We'll wait a few minutes longer.
What's that? What's the meaning of this?
It just means that we can't be a hold in that damn mob out there much longer.
Mob? What's wrong? We haven't done anything.
The folks around here figure different. Hold it, Dick. And they're just aching for a little necktie party.
There must be some mistake.
And you two crooks think you can come into our town and swindle our folks out in their earnings. Then the citizens are going to take the law into their own hands.
You can't do that. It's murder.
Us folks down here in Springdale, it's
Just give me a break. Think of my wife and kids.
You should have thought of the widows and orphans you've been around.
Wait a minute. I'm an old man.
Yeah, old enough to know better.
But I'm not ready to die. I don't want to die.
Stay busy, car, old boy. I don't think I'll be able to hold them much longer.
Even a dog deserves another chance. Now then, get us that there money, all of it, and we'll give you a chance to run for it.
It's all in that safe.
Don't you? Get it. Hurry up, Deke's the weakman.
Get away. Let me go.
Don't shoot. Please don't shoot. Please.
What's going on here?
We represent the Better Business Bureau of Springdale, and we're here to see justice done.
And by Jove, we mean business too, old fella.
Darby Randall.
All right, you guys, come out from behind those sheets.
Are you an officer?
I'm Warden Willis of Rockwell Penitentiary.
Then arrest these men. They tried to rob us.
Wait a minute. I'll take care of this.
Please, Warden, they were only trying to help me. Those men have been selling folks.
Yes, I know all about that.
But really, Warden, we weren't after anything for ourselves.
Yeah, but that was a fine double crossing you gave the warden and me. Breaking out just before the big game.
Fine spirit.
We got a lot of driving to do. We better get started if we expect to be there in time. Come on, you guys.
Okay, Warden. You can take us back and you can make us play, but you can't make us win.
Wait a minute. You're not going to let Rockwell down, are you?
We are unless you get those two birds out of town and fix it so they don't talk.
Huh. Are you trying to tell me my business? Here you are, young lady. See that this money gets back where it belongs. Huh. And as for you, Mr. Mitchell and Mr. Douglas, I know your record, and you're going back to Florida, where they really want you. Tiny, take these gentlemen to the sheriff and see that they don't talk.
Well, you can't keep me quiet. I'll talk plenty.
Have you anything to say?
Not a word, not a word.
Let's go.
Come on to it.
Take it easy on those bumps.
I beg your pardon.
This broadcast is coming to you from Rockwell Prison, where the annual game with Larson State Penitentiary is about to start. With their star players, Chipper Morgan and Darby Randall out of the game, the prospects look rather dark for Rockwell.
How much farther is it?
About 150 miles.
Oh, step on it, will you?
I'm shoving it through the floorboard now. All right, boys, a cheer for the band.
Rockwell Band! Rockwell Band!
And even if Chipper and Darby ain't here in body, you can be sure their hearts is with Rockwell. Oh, I know it's going to be tough without them. That those two boys out there on the lam are pulling for us, we may have a chance. And don't forget, you got all your smokes and candy bet on the game. All right, kids, let's get out and fight them.
Come on, gang.
All right, you guys, start getting into these football uniforms.
And that ends the third quarter, with Larson State leading over Rockwell squad by a narrow margin of 7-3.
That'll be $2.
Here you are. Like I gotta go back to smoking coffee grounds again.
Not me. Coffee keeps me awake. So we can't lose, huh? I'll see you later.
Great work, Coach. Looks like your 100's in the bag, Warden.
Well, it looks like Larson State has everything their own way. They seem to be playing a cat and mouse game with the badly crippled Rockwell team.
To start giving them the works.
No, I want to be able to make another bet with Warden Willis next year, so keep the score close.
Morgan and Darby Randall.
Get in there and give me a touchdown or you'll get the dungeon and 8 points.
Get in there, boy. All we need is a touchdown.
32854 in for 67419.
Right. 35417 replacing 39500. Right.
Everything is okay in Springdale, kid.
How about my mother and Helen?
The warden took care of the whole situation.
Come, gentlemen. We've only got time for one more play.
We're giving the Derby pass.
Come on, gentlemen. Blow these up. Boy, don't keep us waiting.
You call yourself a football coach. You go back to the laundry tomorrow.
Oh, gee, Warden.
This is the happiest day of my life.
Fraternity Brothers, one man.